Hey everybody, this is Soy Milk, and it's been a very long time since I've last posted anything. I've been working on a loot video since season 1, and I never got the chance to edit it and create it and take it out. So I decided to finally do it, even though we're in season 2. I'm currently working on a sorceress right now on season 2, so I'll be working a little bit harder this time to take out more content. Sorry for the dry out. And if you guys have any recommendations on things that I should change or you want to see or things to improve the videos, please just let me know and leave me a comment in the section below. And have a great time, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Take care. Starting on run 12, our first drop at run 12 is a rune, which is a not too bad of a drop to start with, I guess. But hopefully it gets better from here. And on run 26, we find the Spirit Shroud, which is a pretty good starting armor set. I mean, it has cannot be frozen on it, which is always great to have. There are other ways of getting it too, of course. But if you don't have cannot be frozen, this might be a good replacement for you. And on run 28 in the ancient tunnels, we find a G-Face, which is a really good budget smiter item because it comes with a lot of crushing blow on it, which does the percent damage, which is what you need to do a smiter. So 35% crushing blow, always good. And on run 33, we find our first Geeds, which is always pretty damn good to get. Now this one rolled with 35 MF, which is 5 under perfect, which would be 40, but still pretty good to get. And on run 37, we find our first MageFist, which is always perfect for any kind of fire sorceress, a fire druid, anything that uses fire in general. And of course, it comes with faster cast rating. So if you need to hit a certain FCR breakpoint, this would be perfect for the build. And on run 38, we find Thunder Gods, which is a very good, obvious choice for Javazons, because it comes with plus Javazon skills. But the biggest part is it comes with max lightning res and lightning absorb, which is very good with the new Thunder Charms. And on run 41, we find a Lidless Wall, which I basically call a budget Monarch in a way. And then on run 44, we don't find the craziest item, but it is a Peasant's Crown, which, you know, I wouldn't usually include in these clips, but it is an upgrade for my character. So I figured why not just put it into the video. And on run 52, we find a white Monarch, which is actually gonna be a pretty big upgrade for me because I'm obviously going to bring this to Larzik and make it 4 sockets to get the Spirit Shield. So this is a huge upgrade for my character. So I bring it to Larzik. I obviously put the 4 sockets into it. It's guaranteed 4 sockets. Any white Monarch you find will guaranteed to be 4 sockets from Larzik. And I do Talthal Ort Am, and I get a 30 FCR shield, which is not too bad. And on run 55, we find Immortal King's Boots, which isn't the craziest highest drops, but I decided to put them in since it's a pretty cool set to have regardless. And on run 66, we actually find a second pair of Immortal King boots. So this is kind of why I included it anyways, because I found it kind of funny that like one after the other, the next decent drop was the Immortal King's boots twice. And continuing the pattern on run 67, we find a second T-Gods. So I keep finding like double drops of the same thing. It's kind of insane. But T-God's still good to have. And on run 80, I didn't record. I forgot to record, but I did find my first ever Tal's armor. I've never found this ever before on Battle.net, so I'm super happy to get this, finally. And on run 82, we find Kira's Gaurdian Angel. Now this armor is not like super sought after, but if you're trying to make maybe a build that's like overcapping the resistances in like maybe PvP or something, this might actually be pretty good. And on run 88, we find Cerebus's Bite, which is a pretty good druid helmet for shapeshifters, but it's not like super sought after either, but it's still cool to find. And on run 91, we find Aldur's Deception, which is a pretty rare item to find. It's not so easy to get, but it's not really sought after either. It's a cool armor to find if you're doing a grail, I guess. And on run 91, which is the exact same run, but on the Andariel part, we find a gold wrap, which is something that I don't have, that I was actually kind of looking for the magic find. And on run 96, we find a Gimmershred, which is a pretty good throwing weapon for the barb. I know that the throw barb got some buffs. I don't know how it's doing really. It would have to be something that I would like to test out. It's a pretty cool item to have, and it's also pretty high item level, so it's kind of rare. And on run 104, I find nothing. Andariel actually bugged and dropped me absolutely no gear. I think it's because of the column bug, but I'm not too sure. And on run 111, I find Chances, which is the perfect MF gloves that I think I could get. It's super high MF. And on run 123, we find Geeds, a 32 magic find Geeds. I keep finding Geeds from Andariel. I think she has like a super drop of them or something. There you go, 32% magic find. I also decided to trade that Geeds for a Tal's belt since I got lucky with the Tal Raja's armor. Why not finish the set for the Geeds? And on run 135, I shit you not, I actually find another Tal's armor. But this one, I got it on camera, so I'm happy that it happened, that I was able to show it to you guys. And for this Tal's armor, since I've got doubles, I've decided to trade it for Shaco. I don't know if it was a very good trade on my part, but I really wanted the Shaco, so I decided to go for the trade anyways. It's something that I was really looking for and I haven't found yet. So the trade for Shaco I find was worth it for me in the end, since I needed it pretty bad. And on run 140, I find another Geeds from Andariel. I'm telling you, Andariel just pumps these things out like candy. And this one actually turns out to be 36% MF, which is higher than what I currently have. And on run 162, we find String of Ears, which is a pretty good tanky belt. I'm always going to keep my Tal's belt for now, but it's still good to include. And on run 168, we find a +3 Warcry Ami, which actually I really want to do a Warcry bar very, very soon. I thought it would be pretty cool to try it with all the faster cast rating and all that. So this would be a good starting piece. And on run 164, we find a Leviathan's Breath. This could be pretty good for a mercenary. It's not really the best in slot. There's much better options, but it's still kind of hard to get, so here you guys go. And on run 64, Andariel decides to give us a Gull rune, so thank you, Andy, for this one. Fortunately, the ring was not too good. And on run 178, we find a Taebuk. Now, I don't think this is really good for anything, but it's pretty high item level, and I don't think I found this before, so I decided to include it for its rarity. And on run 182, we find Arcane's Valor, which isn't too good of an armor, but it's pretty high item level, so I think the rarity is pretty there. I haven't found this before, so I don't know how rare this actually is, but it's still item level 85, so pretty good. And on run 182, we find another Lidless Wall, which is another budget item. Not going to be used because I have my Monarch, but decided to include it too because I find it to be a pretty cool shield. And on run 183, we find an Ethereal Vamp Gaze, which is pretty damn good for the mercenary, especially if it drops as ethereal. And on run 183, the exact same level out dungeon, the same place, I find the Skin of Vampire Magi a couple seconds later. And on run 191, we find Marowak Boots, a pretty good drop. And on the last run of the whole thing that actually dropped something good, I find a 210 pair of War Travelers, which is kind of what I've been looking for the whole time. So 46 MF out of 50, that is pretty damn good. So that's it for the video.